QC Ferris is translating a conversation between Cobian Principal Military Advisor Mark Anderson and Vice Chairperson Laura Mitchell regarding concerns over the adversarial nation of Avalon. The AI suggests a conceptual peg be generated to represent helium tanks. Ferris disagrees with the AI suggestion as he does not consider this unusual since helium is a common import of Avalon. He chooses not to interact with the AI suggestion and continues translating. Later on in the cut, the AI suggests a peg be made to indicate the Senate's approval of a potential peace treaty between the nations. Ferris agrees this is a unique occurrence since relations between Cobia and Avalon have been quite heated in recent months. Ferris accepts the peg with the keyboard shortcut, and the ghosted AI-generated Peace Senate peg solidifies and moves into the permanent peg column on the transcript. After Ferris adds the AI-suggested Peace Senate peg, different pegs appear on the external context ribbon along the top of the translation window. This ribbon presents the analyst with pegs whose corresponding communication events provide some information relating to the current open expiration. As Ferris continues to work through the next translation, a phone conversation between President Nixon and his foreign policy advisor Theodore Gates about Avalon's foreign policy, the AI recommends a peg to represent the Avalon military's recent purchase of surveillance equipment. Ferris thinks that this is important but does not know what to make of it yet. When he accepts the potential ghosted sneaky tech peg with the keyboard shortcut, it moves to the permanent peg column. Ferris looks to the external context ribbon and immediately notices that the AI has brought up a hot air balloon peg. He wants to investigate this and clicks on the balloon to launch the external context ribbon insight panel. The AI presents a summary of the hot air balloon peg. The summary displays the corresponding original communication event, the file metadata, some key terms, and the pieces of the transcript the AI used to connect the balloon pegs file with the new sneaky tech pegs file to make the AI suggestion more transparent. Ferris sees a few key phrases that concern military intelligence. By selecting phrases on the Insight panel, the system identifies where in the open cut he can see the suggested connection for easy cross-referencing. After looking over these, Ferris begins to think that perhaps the materials Avalon is buying are connected to the hot air balloon that has been spotted around the Cobia-Avalon border. After lunch, Ferris shifts to a new task and begins reading an article detailing ship-to-ship transfers as a means of smuggling materials. Ferris wants to see if this relates to any open investigations. He uses a keyboard shortcut to open the external context ribbon bar and then applies it to the article. The AI displays a grain peg since terms in the original communication event match some terms in the article. Ferris wants to investigate the connections between them and clicks the peg to open the Insight panel. Ferris listens to the audio cut and hears Border Protection authorities discussing how the Cobia shipport's February grain logs reported an unequal amount of grain being shipped and received. Ferris selects phrases on the Insight panel and the system identifies where in the article he can see the suggested connections. He thinks this illegal ship-to-ship transfer occurrence could account for the discrepancy in the logs and decides to investigate the grain smuggling storyline further.